Meghan cries her eyes out as Charles gives Clarence House to George while confiscate Archie's. Prince Charles may not give Harry the Clarence House residence after all. Clarence House, situated adjacent to London's leafy Green Park, had been earmarked for the Duchy's youngest, but since Harry and Meghan Markle moved to California that is no longer on the cards. A source said that, instead, it may be saved for Princes George and Louis, or Princess Charlotte. Prince Charles allegedly has big plans for his grandson, Prince George. In its February 21 issue, Woman's Day claimed that the royal houses owned by Queen Elizabeth will one day be passed on to the younger generation. And its current occupants have the opportunity to decide which royal youngster would inherit the property. A source claimed that Prince Charles has made it known to all members of the royal family that he wants Prince George to inherit Clarence House. Charles would love to see Prince George move in as soon as he's old enough. He's told Prince William and Catherine of his wishes and they are very touched. It would mean George would spend his formative adult years just down the road from his grandfather. George is a bit of a wrecking ball though, and Wills has advised his father to take any valuables with him, the source said. There's plenty of drama happening in the royal family, but up to now the beef between Harry and his father hasn't seemed to create any long-term consequences. It's always seemed like if one party was able to extend an olive branch, maybe all could be forgiven. But if this report turns out to be true, the bygones may not be as bygone as we hoped. According to a story in Express, Prince Charles is reconsidering his plan to bestow Clarence House, a sprawling royal property, on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Denying them the residence would be a pretty big blow to any reconciliation plans. Clarence House, a London-based royal residence, was used by Prince Charles after the Queen Mother passed away, and he had earmarked it for Harry and Meghan once he became king. Previously, it had been the Queen Mother's royal residence, and before that, it housed Queen Elizabeth herself before her coronation. At various times, the residence has also seen Prince William walking its halls. He lived there between 2003 and 2011, and he and Kate even sat down for their engagement interview there, and Prince Harry, whose time there overlapped with his brothers. So this is a family home with a lot of history and a soft spot in the hearts of Harry and Meghan. But apparently, the family drama has gotten too tense. A source quoted in Express says that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's move to the US took the property off the table, as far as Charles is concerned. Instead, it may just sit empty, though it is open to visitors, until Prince William and Kate may want it for their children. It is now more likely to be saved for Prince George, Princess Charlotte or Prince Louis, said the source. Remember, though, that George is the eldest and he's only 8. Other than this, there are also whispers suggesting that Prince William and Kate Middleton could one day inherit Buckingham Palace. But the Cambridges would have the opportunity to decide whether they want to accept the offer or not. After all, even Queen Elizabeth refused to stay there for long periods of time. And Prince Charles and his wife, Camilla Parker Bowles, do not also want to live there. If Prince William and Middleton won't move into Buckingham Palace years later, they will most likely reside at Windsor Castle. It's crown property, and Charles has indicated he'd be all too happy to hand him the keys. He much prefers his home in Gloucestershire as a rural bolt hole, even though, ironically, Wills will become his landlord when he becomes Prince of Wales and inherits the Duchy of Cornwall. Wills has promised he won't raise the rent too much. For Wills and Kate, Windsor Castle is perfect. They'll be close to London as well as Kate's family, who live in the same shire, the source said.